Have you ever felt that feeling of déjà vu at work? Not the spooky kind, but the kind where you see different teams, all brilliant, all hardworking, essentially building the same thing over and over again? It's like watching a room full of people, each trying to invent the wheel from scratch. One person is carving it from stone, another is trying to weave it from reeds, and a third is attempting to mold it from clay. They're all working in isolation, pouring their energy into solving a problem that someone just a few desks away has already figured out. This isn't just inefficient. It's a huge drain on morale, resources, and time. In the fast-paced world of technology, this constant reinvention is a silent killer of innovation. It keeps us stuck in a loop, solving old problems instead of tackling new, exciting challenges. What if there was a way to break this cycle? Imagine walking into a bustling, vibrant marketplace. But instead of fruits and spices, the stalls are filled with powerful, ready-to-use digital capabilities. This is the core idea of an internal API marketplace. It's a centralized hub where teams don't just dump their code, but they package their solutions as polished, reliable products called APIs. An API, or Application Programming Interface, is essentially a contract that lets one piece of software talk to another in a standardized way. In our marketplace, these APIs are the goods on display. One stall might offer a customer authentication service, another a payment processing solution, and a third a sophisticated data analytics tool. Instead of building these from the ground up, a developer can simply walk into this marketplace, browse the available products, pick what they need, and integrate it into their project. Suddenly, the focus shifts from redundant building to rapid, creative assembly. This marketplace transforms isolated pockets of knowledge into a shared treasure trove of reusable assets, accessible to everyone in the organization. To really grasp this concept, let's think about it through a different lens: logistics. Imagine our company isn't a software company, but a massive logistics firm. Our goal is to move goods from point A to point B now. Would it make sense for every single department to design and build its own trucks, pave its own roads, and create its own shipping labels every time they need to send a package? Of course not. That would be chaotic and incredibly wasteful. Instead, a smart logistics company would establish a capability store. This store would offer a set of standardized transport services. Need to send a small parcel across town? Here's our standard courier service. Need to ship a large container overseas? We have a predefined freight service for that. Each service is reliable, well-documented, and available for anyone in the company to use. This is exactly how an internal API marketplace functions. Each API is like one of those standard transport services. It's a pre-built, dependable capability designed to perform a specific function. For instance, an API for user profile management is like a standardized service for handling all customer identity information. Any team that needs to know a user's name, email, or preferences can just call this a PI. They don't need to build their own user database, write their own security protocols, or worry about how the data is stored. They just use the established service, just like using a pre-approved shipping company. This creates an efficient digital infrastructure, a network of well-maintained routes that allow data and functionality to move smoothly and predictably throughout the entire organization. Developers are no longer bogged down with building the infrastructure. They're free to focus on what they're delivering with it. Now, a store full of powerful tools is useless if no one knows how to use them. If our logistics company offers a sophisticated new cargo drone service but provides no instructions, it's just an expensive paperweight. This is where documentation comes in. In our API marketplace, great documentation is non-negotiable. It's the service manual that comes with every API. This manual needs to be crystal clear. It should tell other developers exactly what the API does, what data it needs to function, what data it will return, and how to handle any potential errors. It should include real-world examples, like a quick start guide that gets them up and running in minutes. Think of it like the instructions for a piece of flat-pack furniture. Good instructions make assembly a breeze. Bad instructions lead to frustration, wasted time, and a wobbly bookshelf. Excellent documentation turns an API from a black box into a trusted, easy-to-use tool, fostering confidence and encouraging widespread adoption across the company. Of course, the world doesn't stand still, and neither should our services. Technology evolves, business needs change, and improvements are constantly being made. How do we handle this in our marketplace? Let's go back to our logistics company. What happens when they upgrade their truck fleet for better fuel efficiency or add a new, faster delivery route? They send out an upgrade notice. This notice clearly communicates what's changing, why it's changing, and what, if anything, customers need to do to take advantage of the new and improved service. This is precisely how version management works for APIs. When an API is updated, maybe to add a new feature, improve performance, or patch a security vulnerability, the change is managed through versioning. The marketplace clearly labels the new version, for instance, version 2.0, while keeping the old one, version 1.0, running for a transitional period. The documentation is updated to reflect the changes and clear communication. Or, upgrade notices are sent out to all the teams using that API. This ensures that improvements can be rolled out smoothly without breaking existing applications. It's a system of continuous, non-disruptive improvement that keeps the entire organization moving forward. So what's the real benefit of all this? Why go through the effort of building a marketplace, writing documentation, and managing versions? It all comes back to our original problem: avoiding the pointless reinvention of the wheel. When a team needs a specific capability, their first stop is the marketplace. They can quickly search to see if a standardized transport service already exists. If it does, they can use it immediately, saving weeks or even months of development time. They are, in effect, using the pre-built roads and established shipping routes that the organization has already invested in. This accelerates their project and allows them to stand on the shoulders of the teams that came before them. The time and mental energy they save can be reinvested into innovation, into building the unique, value-adding features that truly differentiate their product and delight customers. The API marketplace fundamentally changes the development culture from build first to search first, creating a powerful flywheel of reuse and acceleration. Ultimately, when we see teams reinventing the wheel, it's not usually a sign of incompetence. It's often a symptom of something deeper, a failure of collaboration. In large organizations, it can be incredibly difficult to even know what other teams are working on. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand has already built. The internal API marketplace acts as a powerful bridge, making discovery and collaboration effortless. It makes capabilities visible and accessible to everyone. Reinvention is a tax on your organization's innovation, and the marketplace is the most effective way to eliminate that tax. It fosters a culture where developers see each other not as isolated units, but as partners in a shared mission. They start connecting pre-made components, like master builders working with a set of high-quality, standardized bricks, creating complex and amazing structures far faster than they ever could alone. It transforms the development process from a solitary struggle into a collaborative symphony. But the story doesn't end here. As our marketplace grows and thrives, as more and more teams begin to rely on these shared services, a new set of questions begins to emerge. With all this interconnectedness, who is responsible when something goes wrong? How do we ensure that every single API in our marketplace meets our company's security standards and regulatory requirements? As the marketplace becomes the central nervous system of the organization, the stakes get higher. The bustling town square, once a symbol of freedom and rapid innovation, now sees new signs being posted. Signs that read compliance, auditing, and governance. Rise of the marketplace brings with it the rise of accountability. How do we balance agility with control? That's a challenge for another day. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into building better software and stronger teams. See you next time.